The NFL offseason so far has been absolutely nuts. I know I'm a YouTuber, so you see titles like that a lot, but last year was absolutely nothing compared to this. And technically, free agency hasn't even started. Free agency technically starts 4 p.m. Eastern on Wednesday, March 13th. But at noon on the 11th, players who are impending free agents are permitted to contract and reach agreements with teams. So the amount of stuff that has happened technically before free agency is absolutely bonkers. So when you're seeing this, there might even be more. Let's start with my favorite signing. This is my absolute favorite signing. I hate to say it. I fully called this. It's the only one I called, but still. Oh my God. Saquon Barkley signs with the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, absolute dream scenario for Saquon Barkley. Saquon Barkley, coming out of Penn State, Saquon Barkley in the NFL has been spectacular, but he is the classic case of an insane running back on a trash team. I don't think New York ever did nearly enough for Saquon Barkley, and I think his talent was kind of being wasted there. Anybody in that Eagles backfield was going to put up bonkers numbers. That's not a slight to DeAndre Swift. I love DeAndre Swift, but the Eagles do such a good job of scheming up their running backs. When you put an elite running back, like truly elite running back like Saquon Barkley, I think Saquon's gonna have an insane season. I'm interested to see what this does for his fantasy value, because CMC is the obvious #1 pick off the board in fantasy PPR. Is this gonna make Saquon the 2? We got a long ways till the season, but damn. This is awesome. I think it's definitely going to change the Eagles' backfield too. The Eagles would like put in Swift and then they'd put in Gainwell and they were constantly cycling backs. I don't think they're going to be doing that anymore. I expect Saquon to be a workhorse. This is an awesome signing. He got a 3-year, $37.75 million contract. And he's like not the only insane running back trade. We've got so many to talk about. Trade's not the right word, but you know what I'm talking about. Let's talk about this next. This news dropped first. Josh Jacobs to the Green Bay Packers. The Packers did such an amazing job getting Aaron Jones involved, and I think Josh Jacobs is definitely better than Aaron Jones. But at first when I saw this, I was like, oh my God, are they actually going to retain Aaron Jones? Like, is this going to be a Josh Jacobs, Aaron Jones backfield? And you can actually see it in all of these comments. They've got 3 good running backs for what? The Packers kind of did this with Aaron Jones and AJ Dillon, but and this dropped shortly after Aaron Jones is released by the Packers. Comments are obviously not excited about it. This really does show, amongst other things, that the NFL is a very cutthroat business. Aaron Jones, to me, is such an iconic Green Bay Packer. He has been with them for so long, and he's been such a workhorse, and he gets released here. I assume this was for cap reasons. Releasing him frees up some amount of cap, even though there should still be dead cap in this deal. Yeah, this is a perfect comment. The dynamic duo lasted for about 20 minutes. Dude, Packers fans were probably so geeked up thinking they were going to have Aaron Jones and Josh Jacobs. It still wouldn't be as good as David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs, but whatever. Have your decent duo, I guess. I am delusional. I am kidding. Josh Jacobs, Aaron Jones would have been the most disgusting running back duo I've seen in a long time. Obviously, it does not make sense, though. It makes absolutely no sense, especially in a league where, like, honestly, rookie running backs, like random, never heard of 6th, 7th round running backs can absolutely dominate. It doesn't make any sense to have Aaron Jones and Josh Jacobs both on big contracts. So I agree with what the Packers did. I am interested, though. What prompted this? Why go get Jacobs? Maybe they just didn't want to pay Aaron Jones. They didn't think he was worth repaying him. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me, but hey, I think it's awesome. Like I said, it's a sick-ass free agency. Before we look at all the other blockbusters, though, there are some big just like releasings and signings. So we all saw this. Broncos released Russell Wilson. The question was who was going to pick him up. The early favorite to pick him up was the Pittsburgh Steelers. Dude, I didn't believe this for a second. In my mind, there's absolutely no way that Russell Wilson became a Pittsburgh Steeler. Boom! The Pittsburgh Steelers signed Russell Wilson. This was a super interesting deal. I'd like to go into the math on this deal because I think one thing about the NFL is like restructuring contracts and buying out players' contracts. All this stuff is above my head and above a lot of people's head. But this Russell Wilson deal is so interesting. Number one, I think this comment is an excellent one. If y'all don't think Russ isn't a major upgrade over Pickett, you're absolutely tripping. Correct. Russell Wilson struggled in Denver. There's no doubt about that, but let's not forget that Russell Wilson, at one point in his career, was absolutely incredible, and he really was incredible before he got with Denver. I think there is a superb quarterback still in him. I don't think he's fully lost it. I don't know if that's really going to shine through in Pittsburgh. We're going to see, but this is a massive upgrade from Kenny Pickett. It 100% is. If you are Pittsburgh, you should be excited about this. I absolutely expect this team to make the playoffs. I think the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to be a very good team. I'm going to explain this the best way that I can because when I saw the numbers, I was so shocked. So Russell Wilson just got signed to the Pittsburgh Steelers for the league's minimum, the literal least dollar amount that the Pittsburgh Steelers could sign him for. So Russell Wilson's contract right now with Pittsburgh is $1.2 million for 1 year. Now, if you're a Denver Broncos fan and that shotgun on your bedside table is looking real nice right now because you're paying Russell Wilson $37.8 million and the Pittsburgh Steelers are paying $1.2 million, the question you're asking is, how the hell is Russell Wilson only worth $1.2 million? Well, Denver owes Russ $37.8 million. And whatever team signs him, while Denver still owes him that, it is offset by his contract from the other team, meaning that the Pittsburgh Steelers are actually paying the Denver Broncos $1.2 million to have Russell Wilson. Does that make sense now? So Russell Wilson is getting his $37.8 million no matter what. It was just how much money Pittsburgh had to give Denver, so naturally they paid him the absolute least that they could. It's pretty insane to think about, but basically Denver's getting fucked, and since they only did $1.2 million, Denver's hardly getting any money back. I was so confused when I first read it, so I thought you guys might be interested in that. Buffalo Bills, I wouldn't call it a rebuild period. I think they're still gonna be really good, but they released a very significant amount of players. The joke right now is that Damar Hamlin is technically a starter. Because he is. He is technically a starter because they dropped so many people. Do I expect Damar Hamlin to be a starter? Absolutely not. I think they will fill this void somehow. But who knows? It would be a nice story for the NFL, and I've never really seen Damar Hamlin play a significant amount of football, so maybe he's actually a baller. Bills released Jordan Poyer. Releasing Poyer over Hamlin is crazy. This is just such a casual comment. Jordan Poyer, Tre'Davious White, we're talking about like cornerstone defensive Buffalo Bills players. This was a very tough release period for them. They signed Mitch Trubisky, though. Yeah. The fuck? What are they doing? Broncos released Justin Simmons. Everyone's cutting their good safeties. Yeah, Justin Simmons, man, what a dog. Obviously, Denver's in a lot of trouble right now. They're paying $38 million for Russell Wilson to play for Pittsburgh. So, yeah, they've got some issues over there. Keep this in mind, Broncos fans. I'm not sure this will make you feel any better, but the San Francisco 49ers once traded 3 first-round picks to trade up in the draft to draft Trey Lance, who they traded for fucking Lay's potato chips to the Dallas Cowboys. So my point is the Niners have seen insane success even after absolutely whiffing on 3 first-round picks. Like, they fucking put those in a shredder. And it didn't matter. Miami Dolphins agreed to terms with Jonnu Smith. Arthur Smith is somewhere rolling in his grave. There has to be a joke here about it. Arthur Smith pounding sand right now. This isn't a big signing, but it is a big signing if you're a Falcons fan, because now you know that your coach and your personnel is actually buying into your first-round draft pick, Kyle Pitts, who is supposed to be a generational tight end prospect. So we'll see. He's got 3 years under his belt doing not shit, so hopefully he'll be balling out. Commanders get Zach Ertz. Ever since Zach Ertz left the Eagles, he's just been kind of like journeyman tight ending. I don't see this as a very big signing. Seahawks released Jamal Adams and Quandre Diggs. When they traded for Jamal Adams, it was such a huge deal because Jamal Adams was coming off of an electric year, and Quandre Diggs, I think they actually got from the Lions. Regardless, this is both their safeties. So I think Jamal Adams gets a lot of hate on the internet because he's not the most likable guy, but he still is a good safety. I think wherever he ends up, if he hasn't already ended up somewhere, I think they'll be happy to have him. Franchise tag on Josh Allen, Jalen Johnson, both very good plays. Josh Allen, athletic Josh Allen's a dog. He's been playing really well. Winfield, great tag. Madubuike, great tag. Keeping Dalton Schultz, great call. Franchise tag on Brian Burns makes sense. Franchise tag L'Jarius Sneed, very good call. Franchise tag on Michael Pittman, love him. Absolute consistent fantasy PPR workhorse, Michael Pittman. I don't know why I call him Michael Pittman, if you're wondering. I just do. All right, let's get into some more of the juicy stuff here. Cleveland Browns trading for Jerry Jeudy. Jerry Jeudy is a weird NFL wide receiver to me. Coming out of college, he looked like he was going to be God incarnate. He looked like he was going to be so good. Obviously, Denver is not really where you want to be. Steve Smith calling him out as a mediocre wide receiver, honestly, like, instilled my doubt in it, because I really respect Steve Smith's opinion. So when Steve Smith's got beef with the guy, that's not a very good sign. But I will say, maybe a change of scenery is all he needs. Sometimes, dude, these players get on teams that they just hate or they just don't want to play for. They still have the talent, but they don't have the drive. And then they get in a better position and they absolutely ball out. Honestly, when Odell was on the Browns, I thought he was fucking cooked. I was like, no, this guy is never recovering. And then immediately after, he goes to the Rams, and he was honestly a very big impact on that playoff run, and then they won the Super Bowl. Point being, I hope to see that with Jerry Jeudy. I hope Jerry Jeudy's good on Cleveland. You've got a fully fully healthy Deshaun. You've got Amari Cooper as wide receiver 1, so Jeudy's the second option. Hopefully, Amari can draw some attention, and then Jerry Jeudy's getting single coverage. I don't know. I'm looking out for Jerry Jeudy here. I liked him coming out of college, but we'll see. Jaguars trading for Mac Jones. I'm happy to see Mac Jones getting a contract, but I don't know what is this for? Everyone's going crazy that Bailey Zappi liked the post. I've never understood this. Okay, hear me out. Just let's talk about this. If your friend posts something really sad on Instagram, do you like the post? Like, if you like the post, are you signaling that you're showing support for your friend, or are you signaling that you like what occurred? Right? Because then you don't want to like the post. Isn't Bailey Zappi liking this post? Like, isn't that a show of admiration for his friend? Like, hey, I'm glad you're getting a contract with a different team. It doesn't mean he's being a hater, or maybe he's being a fucking hater. Chiefs get Chris Jones back. Great call. Tough blow for the Eagles, though. I was going to say this with Saquon Barkley. Like, they did get Saquon Barkley. You lose Jason Kelsey, you lose Fletcher Cox. That's a big deal. Bears get Kevin Byard. Interesting. I didn't really think he was that impactful for the Eagles. I mean, this is a decent summary of it. Bro went from the best safety to getting passed around the league. Yeah, he's just like, he was Titans forever, right? And then Eagles and now Bears. Honestly, though, I really like the Bears secondary. I think the Bears secondary is nasty. Bears got to figure out what the hell they're doing with Justin Fields and Caleb Williams, that whole shebackle. Everybody on the internet seems to think they're going to take Caleb Williams. I'm not convinced because you have Justin Fields. Are you giving up on Justin Fields? Your very recent first-round pick quarterback who has shown signs of greatness and shown signs of being utter dog shit. All you're doing is taking your current gamble and trading it for another gamble. I don't know. I'm just not convinced they're taking Caleb Williams. Bucks keep Baker. Eagles extend Landon Dickerson. You're welcome, Saquon Barkley. Bears get DeAndre Swift. They're just taking all the Eagles players. Eagles continuing to fall apart. It's so funny seeing how quickly people react to shit like this, though, because then you see the Saquon signing. Like, oh, no, they don't have DeAndre Swift. Gosh, DeAndre Swift's been everywhere, though. DeAndre Swift drafted by the Lions, heads over to Philadelphia. Now he's back on the Bears. Shit. Titans sign Tony Pollard. I'm going to be honest. I had no idea Pollard was even up for grabs. Derrick Henry, welcome to the Dallas Cowboys. This offseason is on drugs. I couldn't agree more. Yeah, this one, like, Derrick Henry is coming off of a 1,300-yard season. Derrick Henry was the second league leader in rushing yards. Are they finally saying, okay, Derrick Henry, you're slowing down? Because, like, they still have Tajay Spears, who was the young guy they drafted, and he was pretty solid in relief of Derrick Henry. The thing about signing Pollard here, there's no contract details, but Tony Pollard's a pretty big name in the NFL. I have to imagine they had to pay him a good amount of money. To me, this is saying they're either going to go split backfield or they're actually kind of giving up on Derrick Henry, which is so weird. I don't know. Jaguars get Gabe Davis. I love Gabe Davis. Not sure this is what the Jaguars need. Didn't really see them needing a wide receiver. Yeah, this is actually a great comment. The Jags now have 4 wide receiver 2s. I don't know. Maybe they got him for a bargain. Raiders signed Christian Wilkins. Nice signing. I like Christian Wilkins. 4-year, $110 million deal, though. $85 million guaranteed. Is he worth that? I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I don't know if he's worth that. It's hard for me to gauge. That just seems so expensive. Him and Max Crosby are going to have some fun, though. You know who's got like a top 10 salary cap open is the Detroit Lions. Haven't heard much yet. I expect to hear something. This is an insane duo. Max Crosby, Christian Wilkins. Double down on your strengths. You've already got insane edge pressure. Go pick up another guy. I really like this signing. I just read this comment. Raiders are going to change him. He'll be in prison in no time. Eagles get Bryce Huff, dude. Bryce Huff, really solid player. Really like Bryce Huff. 10 sacks, highest pressure percentage. You don't know ball if you say otherwise. Well, you can't really say otherwise to the stats you just listed, but if you think he's bad, I would disagree. I really like Bryce Huff. Yo, what the fuck? This is the first I saw this. What? Falcons signing Kirk Cousins? Oh my God, wait, that's so good. Holy shit, wait a minute. Whoa. Atlanta's fucking legit. They get rid of Jonnu Smith, so now it's Kyle Pitts, Bijan Robinson, Drake London, Kirk Cousins. Yo, this is sick. That's a 4-year deal, too. I'm scared of the Atlanta Falcons now. Panthers get Robert Hunt. So the Dolphins lost Christian Wilkins and a Robert Hunt. Robert Hunt was a cornerstone of that team. Giants get Devin Singletary. Yeah, I don't think old washed-up Devin Singletary is quite Saquon Barkley. But hey, I'm sure you got a bargain price. We got Saquon at all. Yeah, Xavier McKinney goes to the Packers. Yikes. So the Packers get Josh Jacobs. They get Xavier McKinney. The Giants lose Xavier McKinney and Saquon Saquon Barkley. Yikes. Not a fun time to be a Giants fan. Raiders go get Gardner Minshew. My timeline looks like it's a Madden franchise going on. Honestly, the best way to put it. Dude, and we're not in free agency. This is not technically free agency yet. I'm recording this video on the 11th. I think you're seeing it on the 12th. Oh, wait a minute. The Giants did do something. Wait, what? Help me understand. How is Brian Burns on the Giants? Did they not franchise tag? Oh, this was a trade. For anyone who's confused, franchise tag, basically you can pay an amount to force a player to stay on your team for one more year. That's like the most simple way of describing. Brian Burns was going to be leaving in free agency. They franchise tagged him to keep him, which means he didn't actually sign with the Giants. They had to trade for him. This was actually a very smart move by the Panthers because by franchise tagging him, they're requiring New York to give up something in a trade for him. It's a solid move by the Panthers. And I mean, Brian Burns is a dog, so maybe the Giants are doing something. A 2nd and 5th round pick. It's a 5-year, $150 million deal. This seems like a good trade all around. Poor dude went from the Panthers to the Giants. He's just happy to be getting paid, man. I don't think he really cares. Ooh. I think Austin Eckler is probably pretty happy to be in that Chargers offense. Did Washington drop anybody? Do they still have Antonio Gibson and Brian Robinson? Because I don't know where he fits into this. He went from being a top pick in fantasy to straight up poverty. His fall off will be studied one day. Listen, his come up will be studied one day. This guy was an undrafted free agent. Talk all the shit you want. Austin Eckler is not the same back he used to be 5 years ago, but he's old, bro. Let the guy live. Eagles look disgusting. That is absolutely disgusting. Patriots signed Jacoby Brissett. It all comes full circle. I don't know if you guys remember, but Jacoby Brissett was the 3rd string quarterback. It was Tom Brady, Jimmy Garoppolo, and then Jacoby Brissett on the New England Patriots, like whatever, 5 years ago. Seahawks re-signed Leonard Williams. Nothing too big there. That's it. As I sit here on the 11th, that's it. And that's already an absolutely fucking maniacal amount of shit. Oh, and Bengals releasing Joe Mixon. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. It is a cutthroat-ass league for running backs. That much is certainly true. But damn, this is a crazy-ass free agency. I can certainly say that. I hope you guys enjoyed. This is a blast to make, and there's going to be a lot more development. So if there's anything insane, I'll keep you posted. Grow some confidence. Go talk to that girl you've been thinking about talking to. You don't even got to say anything aggressive, man. Just go say, hey, hi, how you doing? Have a nice day. Doesn't have to be a big thing. Don't make it a big thing. Just get your foot in the door. That's all I'm saying. Words of wisdom are over. I love you. Have an amazing day. Peace.